July 2nd, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. One of the biggest cards of the year. She will be competing in the first fight of the night. Some call it the curtain jerker. I just call it the first fight of the night. And she is here to share some massive, gigantic breaking news with all of us. Here she is, the great Jessica Rose Clark. Hello, Jessica. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? Dude, wait. Do you know how many messages I got going, oh my God, I can't believe you're retiring because of the breaking news?
What? Really?
So many messages. So many messages. Automatically assuming that our breaking news today was me retiring.
Wow.
I've never said a single thing ever about retirement.
How do we feel about this?
Am I old?
Yeah, how do we feel about this?
Am I old? Like, is it an age thing? Like, do I look really old? Do I look like I'm due for retirement? It's really confusing.
Are you offended by this assumption?
No, just people are really stupid.
Yeah. Well,
Don't assume stuff. Yeah.
You make an ass out of you and me when you assume things. That's what they say.
Exactly.
By the way, are you even 30 years old? How old are you? Is that inappropriate to ask?
I'm 35 in November.
35. I mean, you're a young buck.
Yeah.
So no, we can say confidently you are not retiring. You're actually getting back on track. There was a bit of a slip up. We don't need to get into it too much. Getting back on track this Saturday. That's what's really going on.
Yeah. That's the plan. That's the total plan.
So, Jessica, we have some breaking news to reveal to the world. And I was looking at your record before the show started. And by the way, I should be calling you Jessica Rose, right? You don't like to just go by Jessica, right?
No, Jessica's fine. Jessica Rose, or Jessie. I just hate being called Jess.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I wouldn't do that. What about JRC? Does anyone call you that?
No one's ever called me that. Would you like to call me that?
I feel like JRC is a pretty cool name. But, I don't want to force it upon you. I was looking at your record.
I'm not against it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I see here your last fight, UFC Fight Night. Prior to that, UFC Fight Night, UFC Fight Night, UFC on ESPN+, UFC Fight Night, UFC Fight Night, UFC Fight Night, Titan FC, Battlefield, Invicta. And it occurred to me in looking at your record, I was like, wow, I don't see any numbered UFC events there. I don't see a pay-per-view card.
Never.
Unbelievably so.
No, I think I can't remember what number it was. I was supposed to fight on a pay-per-view that was UFC Rio at the beginning of 2019, and I got injured. So this is my first one, and I've been begging. Every pay-per-view event that I go to, I text Mick Maynard at the weigh-in and say, please, I just want this weigh-in. Please put me on a pay-per-view card. And he finally did.
And why does this mean so much to you?
You know what? It's just something that I haven't experienced yet, and especially since COVID's happening, I've only been fighting at Apex. So just being at Apex and only doing my weigh-ins in front of the media, my friends and family haven't been able to come. Like it's just why I lived in Vegas for 3 years as well. So being able to fight at T-Mobile is huge. I've also been dying to fight on a card that was headlined by an Australian title fight. And this one has an Australian title fight and a New Zealand title fight, which honestly means the world to me. So there's a lot of things about this card in particular that I'm just so excited for and so thankful to Mick for finally putting me on a card. I think it's my Nana's 100th birthday right after this event.
Whoa.
My great Nana, so my mom's dad's mom she turns 100. I think it's July 23rd, I think is her birthday. So that was kind of like my selling point. I was like, hey Mick, like I'd really love to go home for my Nana's 100th birthday. Can you please let me fight at the beginning of July? And then he put me on this one. Yeah.
What an accomplishment. Is she in good health, good spirits?
Oh yeah. She's looked about 60 my entire life. Like I remember going to, I think it was her 90th birthday party, and she was drinking champagne on the dance floor and dancing with all my cousins. And yeah, she's killing it, honestly.
So your great Nana's birthday is a big deal. Mick saying, yeah, sure. But if I'm being honest, I do feel like the major reason why you are on this card this Saturday, UFC 276, is because of this program. And so we're going to give ourselves the old pat on the back.
It's because of you.
Thank you. Well, I say the program.
100%. It's because of you.
Thank you.
I mean, the program didn't come up with anything. Like you came up with it.
Fair enough. So. I'm just not that kind of guy, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so I would like to very briefly take a quick trip down memory lane if we can, because the last time you were on the program, you said that if you were on a numbered card, you would do something for this show to immortalize yourself on the wall. And so for those that don't remember the conversation back in February, here's our conversation from a few months ago. Take a look. Sexy boy, sexy.
Maybe that could be the next thing.
Yeah.
But in Harley Quinn for this one, maybe changing the song is the
Let me
next
tell you
one.
something. If you walk out to Heartbreak Kid and you can't really wear his outfit because of the whole, Venom, but it would. I think a lot of fans would dig it. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Hey, let's say when Mick Maynard finally puts me on a pay-per-view,
what the
I will
hell?
walk out to the Heartbreak Kid.
Why don't they?
Song.
Okay, is that a promise?
Yeah, promise.
So there it was. You said it back in February. Yeah. If Mick Maynard puts you on a UFC pay-per-view, you will walk out to the iconic Shawn Michaels entrance music song. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. And so, Frank, hit the breaking news. Are you walking out to Shawn Michaels' theme song this Saturday night?
We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it. Yes.
This is amazing. Wow. You are walking out to that iconic song.
Yes, absolutely. They did. I actually just got the email approving it right before I got on the show. Yeah.
So now there's no turning back. We know that if they say no at this point forward, that something's rotten in the state of Denmark.
Yeah. Yes. Correct. It has nothing to do with us.
You have sent in the official request and you have heard this song. You know what it sounds like.
You know what? After you brought it up, I've listened to it multiple times. I sat down and spoke to my coach, Kieran, about it. And I was like, Coach, should I walk out to this? And he's like, well, he goes, if it makes you happy. And I'm like, yeah, but if I lose again, people are gonna rip on me for like they ripped on me for the Harley Quinn hair when I lost last time, because clearly that was why I lost, because I spent too much time getting my hair. And he's like, you know what? He goes, no matter what you do, they're going to find something to pick at. And I went, yeah, fuck it. Like, let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it. It was, I always change my song if I lose anyway. So it was like, it felt like it was meant to be.
And it spoke to you.
It did.
Yes.
It did. I had to listen to it a couple of times. The very first time, because I think I texted you and I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I listened to it a bunch more and I was like, nah, let's do it. It's cool.
Now, have you seen him walk out like in his prime? Because I feel like if you channel your inner HBK, like you are going to be flying high, have the confidence inside. Like this is going to, I think, propel you to victory. Have you gone into the archives and watched him walk out?
I haven't yet. Like, you know what? I'll watch it all this week. I'll see if I can get it to like pump me up.
You come out, you put your arms like this, you twirl around like it's a whole thing that you have to do. Now I'm not going to put. I just want to say.
Oh, I have to. No.
I know. I'm taking it back. I don't want to put that pressure. You walk out to that song. I've already told you. You pick the picture. It is going up on this wall for life. As long as I'm here doing this show, you will be here.
I'm so excited for that.
Life. And you could pick whatever you want. I am just saying, if you channel your inner HBK, I feel like the confidence will wash over you and it will propel you to victory. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe I'll practice it a few times once I get to Vegas and see if it amps me up.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll give it a good shot.
Also, I do want to let you know, we just did our International Fight Week draft where we all have to pick 5 fighters who are competing this weekend. Because I didn't tell the world this, because I knew that you were walking out this song, I picked you as one of my 5 fighters. So I just want to let you know that's the confidence that I have
Thank you, sir.
in this decision and what it will do for you.
I mean, you're already my favorite media member. Now you're absolutely my favorite media member.
Thank you. I've heard you say that to other people as well, but I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Wait, there's only 3 people that I do interviews with, and that's you, Drake Griggs, and James Lynch.
Wow.
James Lynch. 3 non-Australians. Yeah.
Why is that?
You know what? Because so many MMA media outlets ask you the same questions over and over and over again. So I only really like talking to people that I like talking to. Like I'm friends with Drake. I like the questions that James Lynch asks, and I like you. So that's why it's you 3. Unless it's Australian, I'll always do Australian media. But yeah, you guys are pretty much the only ones.
I appreciate that. Could I ask you, since we had you on before the last fight, what was the lesson that you took away from that? When you were on the winning streak, it felt like you were on a roll, and obviously it didn't go your way. What did we walk away with? What was the lesson from that fight?
Um, you know, after that fight, I really like before that fight, I spoke a lot about mental health and making sure you're taking care of that aspect. And that kind of after losing that fight, like I went back to the drawing board and kind of went over things that I did in camp. You know, maybe like there were things that I was ignoring. Maybe there were things that I thought I was doing the right way and actually wasn't. And there were a bunch of signs leading up to that fight that my decision making in the fight actually ended up making a lot of sense. You know, because Coach Kieran and I sat down and went like why did I clinch? You know, and then we realized going back through all my old sparring rounds, oh, we were doing that a bunch. You know, all the signs were there. So one, I kind of restructured my training plan. I started doing way more jiu-jitsu. I found and I started training with Danny Castillo, privately at Team Alpha Male, started going to Cesar Gracie Jiu-Jitsu 4 times a week, like prioritizing not just striking because everyone knows I'm a kickboxer and I love kickboxing. So I started making sure that I was covering all aspects, and I found another therapist. So now I speak to a couple of different people who specialize in different areas. I started working this thing called brain spotting, which is supposed to be for like specific traumas. And yeah, I feel really good. Like you never have any control over the outcome of a fight. I have no control over the outcome of this fight. All I can control is my energy going into it and making sure my preparation was correct. And I feel good about that.
So you have 2 therapists now.
I actually have 3. So
Wow.
I have like a regular psychologist. I have a sports therapist, and now I started working with this woman who does this brain spotting technique, which is supposed to target your fight, flight, or freeze reactions.
Wow.
Yeah. So each one does something different. But I realized, I have 5 or 6 different coaches in the physical aspect. There's no one therapist is going to be able to do every part of the mental game, So then I tried to seek out people who had specific areas that they worked on and try them out. And so far I feel really good about everything. So I guess we'll figure it out on Saturday night if it worked or not.
And who introduced you to this brain spotting?
Macy Barber did, actually, because Macy's also a big proponent in looking after your mental health as well. And her and I trained a bunch for this fight. Like she's fighting Jessica I. I've fought Jessica I before. Her and I worked together a lot. And she actually put me in touch with a therapist out in Sacramento and said that this woman had helped her a lot with some little things. And so I started working with her last week or the week before, I think, and feel like I've made leaps and bounds improvements pretty much immediately.
And so are you talking to these 3 different therapists every week? Like, does that not get a bit exhausting?
So my psychologist, who I've been with since 2019, I talk to her every 3 weeks.
Okay.
My sports therapist is supposed to be Saturdays before sparring. And then the lady who does the brain spotting was like, it's when I need it. So It's just been like 3 sessions working on specific things. But that's more of like if I have something in particular I want to try to work through, then I go and see her.
And is there any reason why it's Saturday before sparring with the sports one?
Just to make sure that I'm going into my sparring with the right mentality, that like, even if I've had a rough week or if I didn't sleep well, or maybe I feel a bit off, that I can get my mind right, no matter how my body or my mental game feels. And that's been really helpful just with being able to set intentions, because obviously like your sparring is the closest thing to an actual fight, So because I felt like last fight, I suffered a little bit from stage fright and performance anxiety. So then this whole camp, I really tried to recreate that as much as I could, put the pressure on myself, try to like bring up those fight nerves, bring up the anxiety, bring up the fear, like everything, the fear of losing in front of people, try to bring up all that negativity that can come up in the moment, and give myself an opportunity to practice working through it and still be able to perform. So that honestly, like you asked me what I learned after my last fight, that was a huge part of it was so that the first time that I feel it isn't on fight night. Like I've put myself there so many times now through this camp that I feel like I'm developing the tools to work through it if it feels really heavy, if that pressure feels like a lot.
Is that something you felt before? That stage fright, if you will, that anxiety?
Yeah, honestly, the fight before the last one, when I beat Jocelyn Edwards, as Coach Kieran and I were walking from the cage out the back, I said the same thing to him then. I was like, man, like, why am I free? Like, I felt like I was freezing. Even though I won that fight definitively, I felt like I froze a bunch in that fight, you know? So I had already known that that was an issue, but I don't think you really understand how much it affects you until you lose. Like, I was still winning. So I was like, yeah, I'm feeling it, but I still won against a really tough and strong opponent. It was only when I lost, and I'm not saying it's the reason I lost. Not at all. I'm saying it's the reason I made decisions that I made. And she capitalized on those because she is amazing at what she does. Like, I'm not taking anything away from that. All I can control is my actions. And my actions in that fight put me in certain situations, you know, that maybe I wouldn't have necessarily wanted to do. So yeah, so I've definitely felt the stage fright and the performance anxiety before. I don't think I realized how strong it could get.
So 5 days before the fight, how are we feeling? How's the confidence? How's the anxiety? How would you describe how you're feeling?
I feel really good. This might be the first camp where I feel like I've legitimately covered all bases. I've done everything that I possibly can do. You know, the only thing that I can't do is decide what she's going to do on Saturday night. You know, so like I've every single aspect that I'm able to control. I competed in jiu-jitsu again. You know, my coach Kieran found me a jiu-jitsu school to go to regularly. I started working with other therapists. I found a new wrestling coach. Like, I feel like I've covered everything that I needed to cover. And so now I just need to let it go. My coach has said to me all camp, like, Jesse's just got to be Jesse. That's it. There's been not much instruction other than that. It's just Jesse's got to be Jesse. And that's kind of my mantra this week is just be myself, enjoy what I'm doing. Remember why I'm doing this. It's because I love it. You know, I don't have anything to prove. I enjoy my job. I enjoy my sport, and I just need to continue to enjoy it.
Listen, forget about the number 276. It doesn't matter. Forget about the venue. Forget about all of this. It's another Saturday sparring session for you. You're going to show up there.
Totally.
You're going to be the first fight. So you know you're the one person who knows exactly when they're going to fight because you're the first fight. So you know exactly. You have that benefit. Yeah. You're going to be in the back there. You're going to be in the big arena. You're going to be a little bit nervous. It's natural. If you weren't devoted to your job, if you weren't passionate about your job, you wouldn't be nervous, and that would be a bad thing. And then that music is going to hit, and you're going to have a smile on your face, and you're going to know. It's going to go, oh, 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 I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. And you're going to have a smile on your face. You're going to know that the whole MMA Hour team is behind you. All the fans of this program are behind you, and we will propel you to victory. You're going to have your moment in the middle of the cage at the end. You are going to scream on the top of your lungs. You're going to say, yes, I did it for myself. I did it for Australia. I did it for my Nana who's turning 100 on July 23rd, somewhere around that day. We're not quite sure exactly when her birthday is, but we're sure she's turning 100.
That's terrible that I can't remember.
That's fine. And then you're going to fly home. First time since when you go home? First time since when?
I haven't seen any of my family. 2019, I think I went back, but I haven't seen majority of my family since like 2017.
Wow.
So
it's going to be an incredible after
party.
I
haven't seen my brothers and sisters in a long time.
It's going to be a great flight home. It's a very long flight, but you're going to just shower in that victory. You're going to revel in that victory. You're probably going to listen to the song over and over again. And this might be your new walkout song because it will be the turning point of your career. And we will always look back on this song as the moment where you just said, you know what? I'm going to leave all that anxiety, all those nerves, all that pressure behind. I'm just going to have fun. You only live once. YOLO.
I'm just going to enjoy what I do. Exactly. You're only YOLO once. I'll be like, thank you, Ariel Hawani.
Listen, if you want to give us a shout out afterwards in the cage, that's up to you. No pressure. But the moment that song hits, we take down one of these photos. Your photo will be up there for life. Immortalized.
I love that.
Amongst the gods.
Thank you.
Of MMA. So to all those people who thought you were announcing your retirement, guess what? Jessica Rose Clark ain't going nowhere.
Joke's on you.
Yeah. JRC ain't going nowhere. All right? Nowhere. The winning streak starts on Saturday. Good luck to you, my friend. Can't wait for the fight. It's going to be a great scene, a great moment. I'm very happy that you got this moment on such a big card. International Fight Week. Well done. And we will be rooting for you on Saturday.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. There she is, the one and only Jessica Rose Clark with the breaking news, Frank. What do you think? Breaking news. I I mean, I wish I could put. Do we have the rights to the song?
No,
No.
but you do a great job singing it.
Oh, oh, oh! I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I got the looks that'll drive the girls, while I got the moves that really move me. I send chills up and down their spine. She's just a sexy boy, sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy, boy toy. I mean, this is a great moment. Do you guys think this could be a bigger moment for the show than Virna coming out to Island Boys?